You're watching The Opening Statement with your host, Dianne Hart. Now here's Dianne.
Welcome to The Opening Statement. I'm your host, Dianne Hart, and this evening I have the distinct pleasure of interviewing Mr. Chris Dobard, a board member for East Tampa Business and Community Development Alliance. How are you this evening, Chris?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me. So excited to share a conversation with you today.
Where are you from?
Originally, I'm from South Florida. I'm a South Florida boy. Grew up in between Miami and Broward County. Spent a little time in Jacksonville, but I am homegrown Florida.
Let's talk a little bit about you first, and then we're going to get into East Tampa. What kind of work do you do currently?
I am the market leader for the New Tampa LMCU branch over here on Bruce B. Down in New Tampa. Been with LMCU now going on about 5 years. My job here at the credit union is actually reaching out to our community partners and actually getting the word out, yes, about the credit union. Most importantly, how we can be an impact in our community and how we can give back and help and making sure we're connecting people with the things that they need, whether if it's with us as their credit union or other resources in the area. So I have a lot of fun getting out and meeting new people and being that connector.
Well, that's great. Well, for those who don't know what LMCU even stands for, can you tell our audience what LMCU is?
Yes, LMCU stands for Lake Michigan Credit Union. We've been a credit union for over 90 years. We've now been in Florida. We started off in Florida in Fort Myers, in Naples area, moved down to the Tampa area going on about 4 years ago now. We are a full service credit union. We do everything from personal accounts and loans all the way up to commercial lending. So we are a full service credit union, but the LMCU stands for Lake Michigan Credit Union.
Well, I want to thank Chris for joining us today. Chris sits on the board of East Tampa Business and Community Development Alliance, and he has been nothing but an asset to this board. So let's talk a little bit about what your position is on the board and what is it that you are working on as one of our board members.
I'm excited and also honored to be a part of the board. Right now, one of the projects that I'm helping with is the upcoming gala that we have every year for our scholarships that we give out. Right now, we're working on nailing down everything that has to do with where we're going to be having the gala this year. I'm really excited for everyone who gets to join us this year. They're really going to be pleasantly surprised and happy about all the changes and the upgrades that we have made. Don't want to share too much. Don't want to give too much information. It's going to be really exciting. My cohort on that board, Sylvia, we've been working really hard to make sure we get everything nailed down and making sure that everyone gets their opportunity to be a part of it. Last year was great, but now this year we just want to up it 1,000 to make sure everyone enjoys themselves. And once again, great reason for having it, right? We're honoring some young adults who are furthering their education and they're getting a scholarship, the Dianne Hart scholarship, that they're being honored with because of the hard work they are doing. So it's just a real honor to be able to be a part of that committee who's putting that together. I will say this, shout out to the committee who's working hard and actually putting in effort to make sure we take this up a notch. And like I said, I think everyone who grabs a ticket and comes and join us, they're going to have an outstanding time.
Let me ask you this. What's the date for the event? I know it's in November.
I said the 14th. I guess I added 7 days too.
Talk a little bit about the event. You said that it's a scholarship gala, and I'm grateful that you all have given me this honor. Now let's talk about what are the requirements in order to be able to apply for this scholarship?
So the committee, we will send out, so we're actually sending out the actual package of not only to become a sponsor, but also what the students or the young adults have to do to actually apply. One of the big components that we really want, not really a big change, with their application, they also have to send in a letter or an essay speaking towards whatever they're actually working towards, the schools that they're going into. So they're basically giving us a synopsis of where they're at in their journey. All of those will be taken in, the applications and also their essays that they're writing will be taken in, and we will go ahead and comb through them. Everyone has to actually take time to actually go through them, and we will go ahead and pick those top students depending on how many scholarships we're deciding to give out. Not only our committee will go through those, but we'll have an outside panel that actually looks to make sure that everyone's getting a fair look at each one, so we can actually go ahead and select those students. Now, don't get me wrong. We wish we can give it to all of them, right? Because all of them are are worthy. But we have to select the few that we can, and we'll go ahead. And the best part is we will invite them. We'll invite their parents or whoever they decide to bring. They will be our guests at the gala, and we will go ahead and work on honoring them, and also presenting them with their scholarship.
So now I understand the save the dates are already going out. So what's the date and what's the location of the gala?
Okay, so this year the gala is going to be at the Embassy Suites over at USF. The gala will be November 7th. So please mark your dates. It's going to be November 7th. The event starts at 7 p.m. And that 7 p.m. start, we will have kind of like how do I want to say this? We will have a reception out front before we actually step into the ballroom.
Let me ask you this. If the gala starts at 7 o'clock, are we doing a 6:30 reception, or are we starting at 7 o'clock for a reception for 30 minutes and the gala doesn't start at 7:30?
Yeah, so on the invitation, you will know that the actual reception area will start to open between about 6. If you wanted to come in and actually being able to have some type of security boards and things like that, so you can actually participate and just do a little, how can I say, networking with everyone before we step in the ballroom. Once we step into that ballroom at 7, we will at that point have everyone will be escorted to their seats. They'll know where they're sitting. We'll be able to start dinner and actually start the activities for the night. The actual ballroom opens at 7. And like I said, it'll be at the Embassy Suites at USF. Beautiful.
Listen, you all, when we talk about giving away these scholarships, we're not talking about just kids that are going off to college. Apprenticeship programs, if you're going off to become a plumber and you need tools, you can use your money for whatever it is that you might want to use it for. So it's not just college. It could be any applying to apprenticeship schools. You too can apply for this scholarship. So don't think that if you're not going to college, but you're going on to further your education.
Right. That's a great point, because if it's trade school, no matter what it is, we want to support. Just so you guys will have that address. It's going to be at 3705 Spectrum Boulevard. That's Tampa, Florida, 33612. Please get your tickets. Come out and join us. Come have a great time. We should have a ball. Please, if you're going to come, bring your dancing shoes. Somebody got to cut a rug.
Big, then I don't do much dancing. It'll have to be you, Chris. But we will have a DJ who will provide music for us after the gala, and during our dinner hour, we will have music. So it's going to be a fabulous, fabulous opportunity for people to come out and network. And, it'll be business people, it'll be regular community people. Yep. It'll be people that you may need to get to know, so you know what's going on out in the community. So I'm pretty excited about the event. In addition to that, what else are you all doing over at East Tampa?
Just a couple weeks ago, it was an honor for us to all get together as a board, and we took the time to tour the different locations that we already own, and also looking at the different renovations and the upgrades that we have done to these locations. I know that everyone who participated in going around and touring our different locations were pleasantly surprised. I don't want to brag, but to pull up to these different locations, I'll say I was there when we did the ribbon cutting for a couple of these locations that we have. But to be able to pull up and feel so proud of the work that's being done by East Tampa, and being able to see the people that we are helping at the same time, they feel ownership. They don't feel like if it's a handout, they just feel like I got an opportunity. Here's my home. And then seeing some of the projects that are on the slate to actually happen, really exciting. I have to applaud the whole team. It takes all of us. There's always that person. I will say, let me say thank you to you. I don't get an opportunity. You're so busy. I don't know how you even have the time for this today, but I'm honored. I just want to take a minute to say to you, Rep Hart, you are the heart of all of this. And I know that's just your maiden name. The work that you do, the impact that you are making, the impact that your mentor made to you. I really want to say it shows. The work that you guys put in show, and we know that it is coming from a place of just love and wanting to make sure people feel seen and people have a place that they can call home. The work that is coming up, guys, please, ladies and gentlemen, pay attention to what's going on at East Tampa. Work is being done. And though you might not see the hands in the dirt, there's hands in the dirt and there's things that are being done that you are going to be blown away. Like I said, once again, I'm just honored, number one, to be a part of what's going on. But number two, I'm here talking to you today. So I appreciate you finding time.
Thank you very much. But Chris, you're not telling the whole truth. Chris has been jamming you all. Chris has put together an AI class for teens, for seniors. I mean, he is working. And see, that's what being on board is really all about. It's not just him, but it's a committee of them. They are working. They're turning out. Miss Sylvia, who is his cohort on the gala, along with an entire committee that they have. They're working very, very hard to ensure that you all have the best time at that gala. But more so, not just galas, they're also putting in the work here on the ground to ensure that the community gets to learn some things. And I think that's important because one thing about it, you cannot take knowledge from somebody. Once you give it to me, it's mine. And Chris, the things that you did with that AI class, I was blown away. I was like, oh, I need to be in the class.
The kids did an amazing job. They really took ownership in themselves, learning something that they can implement into their everyday and teaching them how they can actually monetize it if they wanted to. And even our seniors who went through the class as well. It goes back to how much East Tampa Business Development cares about the community. It's not just about the things we can hand to you that are tangible. It's also about educating and actually giving you a resource that you can use. Think about it. You're talking about that AI class. The kids, they grasped quickly, right? And it was an easy flow. They were able to see how they can change an image into something physical. And they're good at that. But for me to be a part and sit in that room and watch our older generation grasp AI and ask the questions and wanting the opportunity to learn, they don't have anywhere to go to get that. But we were able to give them that. We were able to answer those questions. We were able to give them a starting point. And it was amazing. I tell you, we're not lacking in opportunity. It's just great that we have an organization like this one here to actually give them the opportunity to ask the questions, to have the opportunity to go through that AI class and for them to see their images and their pictures come to life. That was the best moment for all of them to actually say, man, look at us, look at this. So it's a team effort. It takes everyone, and kudos to you, kudos to Miss Cassie, kudos to the whole team there, because without them also keeping us in line and making sure that, hey, you guys said you were going to do this. Are we still on board? Man, the team there, they keep us up to date on the calendar as well. So shout out to the team at home office, because you guys do an outstanding job and we couldn't be as great as we are without you.
Listen, without Vita and Jackie, Miss Cassie, I don't know if I could do half of the things that I get an opportunity to do. It has indeed been a pleasure to lead this organization for so long a period of time. But I cannot do anything. I'm the head. Nick moves the rest of it. And you all, the board has been doing a phenomenal job. There's a difference in having a board that works and just having a board. So now to have a working board is really, really a dream come true, because that means that we get to do more things as an organization as a result of having all of you all on board and working. And even though I was not here with you all on the tour, I was here anyway because I did it virtually. So I really enjoyed that opportunity just to be able to kind of go with you all from place to place. And some people might say, well, why didn't they know what the apartments look like? Well, remember, from year to year, you may get new board members, and there were people who came on board that were not here when we had our ribbon cuttings and when we opened our apartment complexes. Everybody on our board currently an opportunity to see what we're really doing and to know that, hey, we're not wasting time, money, or energy. We are making it happen for people, because everybody deserves a safe place to live. Sanitary location.
That's a great thing that you said, because you are right. People might be a little confused on the why. The why is this. It was intentional. New board members came on and they needed to be up to speed on what we were doing, because if the organization didn't take in consideration the new board members, we could have voted on and moved on and but that's not what we do. We make sure everyone is educated. Everyone knows exactly what's going on. Everyone knows where the pennies and dollars lie and where they're
That's
going to.
right.
We don't want you to just say I because everyone else did. We honestly take everyone's opinion. And if it was a fly on the wall in some of these conversations, you'll know that, hey, it's not just yes, it's wait a minute, hold on, what are we doing and why? And that was the reason why you set that up, to make sure everyone was able to not just see what we were spending our time with, understanding it. To understand it, now you can vote confidently, or if you have an objection, be able to voice it so we can come back and say, oh, okay, we didn't think of that. So there goes the why. We're not just doing it just to say that we check the box. We're doing it because we want to make sure we're falling in line the right way. Everything is being done the way it's supposed to be. And all of our board members are actually, they have a voice, and we encourage them to voice their opinion, and then we will vote. Like I said, I mean, sometimes we have redirected because we said, you know what, you're right. Maybe we shouldn't start there. We should start here. And I'm glad you did bring that up. Our reason why to spend that day to go and see our different locations and the things that we were doing, because there are our new board members, and we want those board members to have just as much as a say as the people who have already been on board. So I'm glad you brought that up, because that was really important.
Yeah, because I don't want people to say, well, why are they going out touring stuff? They ought to already know what they own. Well, you have to remember that new board members do come on board. And as a result of that, we believe that it was critically important that they get an opportunity to see exactly what it is
I
that our
agree.
organization is working on. And
I
even the
agree.
vacant lands that we may going to be working on, they got an opportunity to see those items as well. Because I just believe that I can't do it unless the board tells me it's okay. So the board needs to be in it every step of the way so that they can see the vision for the organization, which I think is critically important.
But though you wasn't in the car, you were in the car the whole time. Like, not only were you working on something else, right? It couldn't be there physically. To sit there on speakerphone and have that conversation and walk us through every detail, I think that needs to be heard on this. You know what I mean? Just because you are not there physically, and for every moment of this trip, we were in a van and we had her on the phone, and she talked us through all of it and answered questions and actually had questions for us on things. So kudos for you to make that time to spend those few hours on the phone, just making sure you were present with us.
You all are my bosses, and I have to respond to my boss, right? So I was absolutely engaged. I think it lasted almost 3 hours.
Yes,
You
yes.
all rode around and we chit chat about each project as you got to that project to talk. Because I believe that informed board members are there to help make it better for all of us who are in house. So it was important to me to be there and to ensure that you all really understood the vision for the organization as we move forward. You know, every so many years they ask me, okay, so, hey, what's your vision? But at least once a year, I try and give an update at the end of each year where I think we're headed the following year. If the board should say, well, you know, I think we should go to the left as opposed to the right this time, then they get that opportunity. But it's my job to lay out a strategic plan on the vision of the organization and where I think we should be going based on what I know is happening. So, but I really, really appreciate you because you got on this board and you have not stopped. And that's important to have somebody that's willing to work. You know, a lot of people resume bill.
Now, I don't have time for that. I have time for stuff that let me tell you, and I'll give you a short story where it all came together for me. I'm sure you remember that day because it was a big day for you, the ribbon cut for Betty Wiggins. Now, I know how much that meant to you. For us to drive by there that day, a part of our tour, it just brought me back to that day. I know that there's a lot of work put into all the other locations. That ribbon cutting really hit home because not only is the Betty Wiggins, very important to you, but that reminded me where I grew up at. That reminded me of my grandmother and the sacrifices she did to make sure we all had a place, and she struggled and she did all that she can do. And boy, I would give my left arm for 20 minutes with her right now. That apartment, that ribbon cutting, and seeing those people just feel so loved and great about where they were at and come out and have conversation and talk to us. You know what I mean? And that's the best part. They're not shying away they see us and they come out and have conversations. That day meant so much to me. And that day I told Miss Cassie, I was like, yeah, I just tell me what I got to do. I said, y'all, you got me. Tell me what I got to do. Even if it's, if I'm going to paint a wall, if y'all need a wall painted,
Right.
I'm going out to paint the wall because it means that much to me. And once again, it's the impact that you're making. And this is the thing. Let me say this. I'm not talking to her at this point. I'm talking to whoever's watching. This is not a show. It is not. It's not being done for anything else but to actually help people. And we don't care who the people are.
Nope.
And that's the reason why I'm on board. It's the people that are being helped are people who are in need, and they are not being given a handout. They're being taught not only how to get themselves out of wherever they're at and not being feeling stuck. They're being taught on how to actually climb up that ladder. And these are all resources being given by the organization. Not like so, Representative Hart not only helping them find a place to stay, but giving them resources to actually, learn and build and support their family. So at that Betty Wiggins Day, I was on since then. I couldn't stop thinking about it. So like I said, you guys at the office do an outstanding. The whole team. I mean, all of them. You guys do a great job, and I'm honored that you guys allow me to be a part of what's going on.
Well, we're
And
honored to have you.
no, I appreciate it. And like I said, anybody who knows know that you guys do an outstanding job in that East Tampa community and beyond.
Yes.
And beyond. So she show up and talk at places. Like I said, I'm surprised she's here with me right now. She got 18 people knocking on the door for her to come and just speak. But
It
you
was
do a great job.
amazing. I enjoyed it. Today, I had an opportunity to have a meeting with Potter Elementary School, and they wanted the board to know that so many times people say, "Oh, we'll partner with you," but they're not consistent. And they want me to tell the board how much they appreciate the consistency of the fruit and veggies that we provide them every week for their food pantry. They were just over here a little bit ago, Mr. Gentle, who I'm going to have up on my show, and I'm also going to have on my Facebook Live so that he can ask other people to
To
volunteer
volunteer.
for
That's awesome.
Potter Elementary. That's my elementary school.
Yeah.
So of course it has a special place in my heart, but none of these things could be possible though without a board of directors that understand giving back to a community. And I'm always happy to be a part.
And I think that would be awesome, especially if they could live stream and actually show, what they're doing, because they're doing a great thing for the community. And then the value that we add by being able to commit to what we would be able to do and then sticking to it for them to, and maybe like you said, them going in and live streaming and showing, what they're doing could bring more people in to actually add on to that, to actually expand how many families they're able to help every week. But kudos to not only that elementary school, but kudos to that team over there who reached out and our team to commit to, hey, you know what, this is how we can help, and we commit to do it for you every week, and we stuck to it, and
That's
we
right.
stuck to it.
And that's why they came by today to invite us to a breakfast that they're having on the 24th, which is
That's
next
awesome.
Friday, I believe, on the 24th. However, you all might know I'll be headed back to Tallahassee on Sunday.
Told y'all she busy.
The governor has called a special session, and I'm headed to Tallahassee. We don't know how long we're going to be there. We don't know if he's just going to leave us there that week and we get to come home, but we have to go back. We're working on redistricting this time. We still have a budget. It's not done for the state of Florida yet. So we have to go back and work on a budget. And along with that, we have property taxes. So we're all sitting here now trying to figure out, are we going to be home or are we going to be gone? So we don't know exactly. Look, how the dice are going to roll out of Tallahassee, but we're looking forward to continuing the work that we do for the people on the ground. Somebody's got to do it, and I'm grateful to have 8 years working in that space. But I love our not-for-profit. Miss Wiggins was my mentor. When they started back in 1989, it was just a business organization, and I owned a business So, hey, I got an opportunity to come to the meetings and meet her, and she just became my instant mentor. And she used to always say, when I'm gone, you're going to run this organization. I'm like, yeah, yeah, of course.
That's
So
awesome.
she taught me much, and I'm so grateful to her. I will always be grateful to her for her guidance because hey, helped shape me. I told Mr. Gentle this morning, Potter Elementary made me who I am today because of my teachers in first grade and second grade and third grade as they molded me to be who I am. You know, when you're little, you're not thinking about any of that. But my
Right.
favorite teachers, oh my God. Somebody said, well, who was your favorite teacher? I could never quite pick me one because Miss Wright was my third grade teacher and she was awesome. She called me boy. I was always her pet. Kids hated it, but I loved it.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yep.
That's
So
awesome.
let's go back to our scholarship gala, and we're going to give them all of the things again so that for the things we missed the first time, you all, we're going to roll this back. And we're going to talk about the gala, which is
Mhm.
going to be held in November. So
Yes,
go ahead, Chris, lay
November
it out.
November 7th, 2026, we will have our scholarship gala. It is going to be held at the Embassy Suites at USF. Once again, that address, so you'll have it, is 3705, uh, 3705, let me not pronounce that wrong, 3705 Spectrum Boulevard, and
Let's
that's in
do
Tampa, Florida. It'll the doors will open to the actual ballroom at 7, but we'll have a cocktail hour before that. Where we'll have just some light hors d'oeuvres and a time to mingle and actually network and start conversations. Please go on and get your tickets. We have a lot of sponsors who are trying to fill up that room because they see and know that what we are doing and they want to be a part of it as well. I think this year we're still going to have a silent auction. So, you know, if you're prepared, we'll have some things to auction off. So come prepared to win some great prizes in that silent auction. And like I said, please bring your dancing shoes. If I have to start a dance competition and make LMCU do a dance competition reward, I will. We will find a way to get people on the dance floor. Don't worry, I'm working on it. I did that last year at the father-daughter dance that the radio station held.
Great.
So I'm thinking we might have to have a dance competition. We might do age tiers as well, so everyone can have an opportunity, and we'll make the prize worthwhile. But no, it's going to be a great time. It's going to be a great time.
Absolutely. I'm certainly looking forward to it. Now, what's so funny is when you say you're going to have an age appropriate, that will be me. I need to be in the 90-year-old age bracket.
Maybe we'll do an electric slide competition. You know, for no one's old. I only call people seasoned because if they're seasoned, they just mean they've been around for a few seasons, so they know a little bit more than I. But no, we will make it fun. It's going to be a great time. Kudos to the board and everybody on the East Tampa Business Development Board to actually make this an enjoyable event, not only for the students, but the family and all of our partners who are going to come in and actually have fun with us. And it'll be a great night.
Absolutely, it will. So, you all, I want to thank Chris Dobard for coming on this evening and having this conversation with us today.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for all your awesome works. If you need anything from me, just call. I'll be there.
Look forward to seeing you soon, Chris.